Whether it was the American intervention in Libya in 1986, Iraq in 2002, or Syria in 2014, the United States has consistently sought to reshape the destiny of the Middle East. However, one country has remained stubbornly beyond their control for decades: Iran. Even today, the U.S. and Israel continue to look for cracks in the Iranian fortress, a task that has proven to be incredibly difficult. History shows that for the past 600 years, Iran's borders have not shifted by even an inch, regardless of the invaders, whether they were Romans, Arabs, Turks, Russians, or the British Empire. Iran has repeatedly proven it can withstand massive attacks. But what is the secret behind this resilience? 1. A fortress built by nature. If Iran were to be described in one sentence, it is a massive fortress whose walls were built by nature itself. The Zagros Mountains. In the south and southwest, the Zagros Range acts as a towering wall against invaders. In the northwest, these mountains become so steep and high that they create an almost impassable border with Turkey. Marshlands. Where mountains don't exist, marshlands, specifically where the Tigris and Euphrates rivers meet, act as a natural moat, protecting the border against Iraq. The Alborz Mountains. To the north, near the Caspian Sea and Azerbaijan, the Alborz Range provides natural protection. Eastern border. To the east, smaller mountain ranges wrap around the border with Afghanistan and Pakistan like a protective ribbon. 2. The strategic depth. Beyond its borders, Iran's interior presents a nightmare for any invading force. The country contains two massive deserts, the Dashti Kavir and Dashti Lut. These are so barren that the majority of Iran's 90 million people live in the mountainous regions. For an invading army, this creates a nightmare scenario. Logistical nightmares. Harsh terrain, narrow passes, and extreme weather create constant supply chain failures. Strategic depth. Iran's key cities, Tehran, Isfahan, and Mashhad, are located deep within the country, not on the borders. By the time an enemy reaches these centers, their supplies are depleted and their forces are exhausted. 3. The Strait of Hormuz, a global choke point. The Strait of Hormuz gives Iran unparalleled strategic leverage. Because Iran controls the entire northern coastline of the Persian Gulf, it can effectively monitor and choke the entrance to the Gulf. With 20% of the world's oil and 90% of Qatar's LNG passing through this narrow passage, any threat from Iran to close the strait creates immediate global economic panic. This serves as Iran's valuable asset to deter large-scale invasions. 4. A multi-ethnic shield. Iran is a multi-ethnic country comprising Persians, Azeris, Kurds, Arabs, Balochs, and Turkmens. While this diversity can lead to internal political friction, it poses a massive challenge to an outside occupier. For an invader, conquering the land is not enough. They would have to manage a complex, diverse population with deep-rooted cultural identities. Even when internal groups disagree with the government, historical patterns show that whenever the nation faces an external threat, these groups tend to unify under the banner of Iranian nationalism and their shared religious identity, 95% Shia. 5. The lesson of the Iran-Iraq War. The 1980 to 1988 Iran-Iraq War remains the greatest example of this resilience. Saddam Hussein, banking on the chaos of the 1979 revolution, believed Iran would crumble quickly. Instead, the war lasted 8 years. Despite significant casualties and initial incursions, the Iranian population unified, and Iraq failed to capture even an inch of permanent territory. Conclusion. Iran's greatest weapon is not just its army, but its size and geography.